to talk about macular degeneration because it's so close to heart because I see macular degeneration patients almost on a daily basis. And there's a lot of information that I'm just going to skim through today. I'm not going into too much detail, but I'll be more than happy to answer any and all questions at the very end of this. So I have no financial disclosure, so in terms of what is macular degeneration? Macular degeneration is a chronic disease, meaning that once someone finds out that they have it, it never goes away. And as the eye doctor, my role and responsibility is to try to help it where it is and not let it progress too much further. That it would impact not only their vision, but their daily life and daily activities in life. When we take a look, and I'm going to take you through a course of what it looks like in a moment, but really, it is unhealthy blood vessels in a certain part of the retina, and those blood vessels leak blood, they leak fluid, they leak oily substances that ultimately stain the back of the eye. They circulate there and they remain there. So, a long time ago, we really had nothing. There was no armamentarium, nothing that we could do other than make them see better or see the best with glasses, maybe tell them to eat more green leafy vegetables, but nowadays there are some active treatments that we can do.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Want me to start over again?
Yeah, just bear with me here for a minute, please. Sorry about that. Just go to the, I don't know why it's not enlarging, so we're going to have to do that right now.
This is really sensitive. So, as you can see in the photograph, people with macular degeneration actually come to the office quite early on. And that is because they would say, you know, Doc, my vision, they literally say, my center part of the vision is blurry, it's smudgy. And no matter what I do with my current glasses, no matter what I do, I can't see to clear someone's face, especially if I'm looking straight at them. Their ears look clear, but their eyes and their nose and their mouth is all smudgy. And so that's the start of our course of evaluation. So in this picture, you can see, just taking a look at this puppy dog, you can see that the smudge area corresponds to their macular degeneration.
It's not working. Okay, we're going to have to leave it small then. I was trying to make it work, people.
So if you take a look at this picture, on your left, there are some elements I want to educate you on. In the very center, I'm going to point to it, is the optic nerve head. And that is where we look to see if someone has optic nerve head conditions, namely glaucoma, or anything that may impact its light circulation. Then we have the two arms, the upper arm and the lower arm. I call those arms because they look like arms, but they're blood vessels. And in the very center where their arrow, and I wish all my patients came with arrows, you know, show you where the site of the condition is, but the arrow points to the macula area, the macular area. And on the other side, the right side, you see a lot of little dots. To me, it almost looks like little egg yolks, little dots all over that center area. And that is an eye that possesses macular degeneration. So how do we go about evaluating our patients that come through our door? Take a vision, and we maximize their vision with glasses, of course, and if we can correct them down to 20/20, 20/25, which is near perfect, then we know that the course of disease is very early on. Then we also take a look at something called an Amsler grid. You see the grid on the very top. Grid is like a little highway, a checkerboard, and it should be very, very perfectly squared. You can see little pixels, little squares all around. But in this photograph that I show you, you see it kind of crinkled up, or there's an area of distortion. And that's what macular degeneration can do to someone. When they read a page or something, there's smudgy areas. On the very bottom, it's just one technique of how a doctor would go in and take a look at someone's eye. So we dilate a person's eye. We have 3 or 4 ways of looking directly at the macular degeneration itself. There are some new technology, new and very familiar. This is called an OCT. We always refer to OCT because if you can imagine, if we say optical coherence tomography, it's a mouthful. And I always term this as the iMRI. Okay, it's close, but it's not like an MRI. But to kind of really circle people back and say, I have an iMRI, and I'm going to take a look at the very back, at the very surface level of the retina and below it, just like an MRI. So now I have instruments that help me out as well. So I don't have to use my direct observation, not solely on just that, but also rely slightly on these instruments. So what do I see? Another course of education for me. When I see it, doesn't this look like an X-ray or an MRI scan? Well, this is a scan of a normal individual. And you can see that there's a whole layer of the retina, and you can see a little thing on the bottom, that's the macular area. This is a normal scan. And you can see the red line there, that's where the healthy blood vessels are, at the healthy layer. But that blood vessel layer can also become diseased as well and wreak havoc. This is a black and white picture on the left-hand side and a color pictorial of someone who has an abnormal scan due to age-related macular degeneration. So you see no longer, in the black and white scan, no longer is it smooth, it's really lumpy, bumpy in this area. And on the color scan, you can see it doming up and elevated, and where's that nice red line? You see that red line here, but where's the red line on those? It's so haphazard, it's everywhere. So just, on initial presentation, you can tell the extent of macular degeneration, and you can tell how involved it is. So instead in the office, we would take a look simply at your vision. We would do the grid, let you perceive how the grid is. We would look inside your eyes. We would immerse you in that MRI scan, iMRI scan. But did you know there's also laboratory testing? There's laboratory testing to see what genetic factors you have that may provoke your macular degeneration, that would help us determine if your type will progress and at what speed. You can also tell us what vitamins are germane to you and which ones are not. So what do we do? Lab testing, usually we send it back to your primary care physician and get a CBC or a complete blood cell count. We like to take a look at your vitamin levels, and then we do the genetic testing. So simply, I have kits in the office where I do a swab of your mouth and send them to this particular company that primarily deals with evaluating for macular degeneration hereditable genes. And what I get out of it is it tells me what stage you're at, what kind of genetic profile you have, and what vitamin is best for you. So very simple. Now here, some insurance covers it, some don't. And so we'll have to look into where you fall into that. So before I go into the supplementation, and that's why this Wilcox is here, is because number one thing is that here, moving forward, everyone should be wearing sunglasses with a certain color line that will repel harmful rays and really protect your eyes a picture off the internet of this lady wearing sunglasses to protect her eyes. But what I preach, I practice. So you see, I'm up in the mountains all the time, and I have my sunglasses with my dogs. And then here I'm fishing the mountain. But I'm always, you'll see me walking around this campus here, and I've always gone on my sunglasses. Never too late to start, or never too soon to start, I should say. But the other kind of part is this. Take a survey. Do some self-reflection and see what your diet is like. Because I think that it starts with partly genetics and partly nutrition. So here's a profile people again. Profile people typically are the fair skinned people, blue eyes, light eyes versus dark eyes like mine. I would think my data covering is a lot better and repels more light than some of your like blue eyes from your green eyes that allow some of the sunlight to enter into your eyes. So your house, all those things matter. And people often, patients always ask me, is this inherited? Well, kind of sort of. Because we kind of sort of look like our mom and dad. And for the first 18 years of life, you tend to live with our parents. So we live in the same environment where there's either low sunlight, high sunlight, and diet-wise too is about the same. So moving on to nutrition, what can we do? And what have people done? I always say the Midwestern diet is the culprit, where it's the hearty meat and potato, and then occasionally the carrots. So here, I would say that's actually a poor diet. And it's time too, if they don't correct themselves, I think that with time, I look at my mother-in-law and she tends to eat a lot less. So you have less nutrients entering your body. And how about absorption? When you're eating less, you're going to absorb even less, right? So nutrients is really important. What the FDA says, 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. They really mean it. As a matter of fact, some of the diets that are out there that I read about, they're talking about 9 cups now. That's a lot. That's a lot of fruits and vegetables in a day. But again, if anything, really uptake the green leafy vegetables. So some common terms as we move on. When you hear about us talk in the office or on the internet or anywhere, we talk about dietary supplements and nutraceuticals, nutrients, and vitamins. They all are one and the same. So I want to talk about 3 nutrients. One is the AREDS, and the other one is AREDS2. AREDS is age-related eye disease study, and it was funded by the government. So it's under an NEI study, and it enrolled a group of individuals, and they gave one group high dose antibiotics and another group a placebo. An AREDS formulation is vitamin C, 500 milligrams, vitamin E, 100 international units, beta-carotene, 15 milligrams, zinc, 80 milligrams, and copper, 2 milligrams. Now, before I start any of our patients on vitamins, I always look to see if they're already concurrently taking vitamins because you can't overdose. And I also sometimes, if they have cardiac problems, liver problems, kidney problems, I'm reaching out to their primary care doctor to get an okay to see how much I really can push on the patient. So that's AREDS 1. And the result of that is that they notice, I'm just going to read off of this, reduction of risk of vision loss from advanced, not early, but advanced age-related macular degeneration in some, but not all people. Because again, it depends on their absorption and their compliance. Those that benefited were the intermediate, middle stage, middle ground macular degeneration patients, and those with advanced macular degeneration and just one eye. People that did not benefit from it were those that were taking it just to prevent the onset. So that means that if I tell you that you don't have macular degeneration, it's not appropriate for me to give you a supplement. I may tell you to eat better, but not to take a supplement. It's almost like a cold. You know this winter, you're gonna get a cold. So should you start on antibiotics now? No. Same kind of thinking. So here, does it stop progression in the early stages? It doesn't stop it. Does it improve vision that's already lost? No, it doesn't. Okay, so that's the outcome. AREDS 2, what do they do differently? They added omega-3 fatty acids. They added lutein and zeaxanthin. Have you heard about those before? Those are gotten from colorful vegetables, like your peppers, your tomatoes. No beta carotene, and they reduce the zinc. So let me talk about why. Why did they add lutein and zeaxanthin? Because they found out that it is really essential. It is such a high power antioxidant that most people actually improve being on the lutein and zeaxanthin over the beta carotene. The omegas they also found is very anti-inflammatory, and so that is why they added. But why do they need beta carotene? They found out that in the core group of people who smoke, they found out that the people who smoke versus the people that smoke and were on beta carotene, there were higher levels of people developing lung tumors that were on beta carotene. So they took them all out. For me, in clinical practice, I'll ask if you are a current smoker or if you smoked in the past. And that will sway me to give you one or the other. So if you're a smoker, I would stay clear from giving you beta carotene. Reduce zinc, because we know that if it was too much zinc, it may alter some heart function, and also may be competitive with your copper intake. We need copper and zinc for normal metabolism, so they reduce the zinc amount. And again, we talk about omegas being anti-inflammatory. So the results. So beta carotene did not lower the risk of progression, but increased the chance of tumor development in the lungs. Omegas did not lower it, but it's still anti-inflammatory. Overall, they still found that the AREDS was a good formulation. But the good thing is, the outcome of AREDS 2 is that don't give up. Don't lose heart on that lutein and zeaxanthin. It is so critical to have it in that formulation. Now I know some of you that are well-read will ask, what about bilberry? Okay? Well, nice to tell you that bilberry was discovered during World War II with the United Kingdom fighter pilots. They were eating a lot of bilberry fruit and noticed that their night vision was a lot better. So we don't know if it's just the antioxidant part of it, or actually that it changes the pupil size and helps you see better. But it's hard to get rid of bilberry. It's pervasive, it's in a lot of supplements, people believe in it. So to me, the counterpart is very similar to our sister fruit, the blueberry. So when someone comes in and says, I take bilberry, I'm not going to change their course. I'm going to have them continue to take it. I don't think it hurts, but clinical evidence says it doesn't help. So, not a good bullet for the eye, meaning supplements definitely does not substitute a good diet. And supplements are called supplements because they supplement with kind of sort of what you're missing in your diet. But again, it doesn't take over or take the place of a very well-balanced diet. Now, the next picture, you may be a little squeamish, so I'm just warning you that there's needles and eye involved. Okay? You may ask me and say, well, Dr. Tom, I know that there's many forms of macular degeneration. There's 2 forms and subforms. The 2 forms is dry and wet. Wet means that the blood vessels have burst, they're bleeding, they're forming a membrane of sorts. And so if I determine a patient has wet macular degeneration, there's something that we can do now. Before it was like, we'll pay more attention to your counterpart eye. We'll make sure you don't go down the same road. Well, now there's 3 medications: Lucentis, Avastin, and Eylea. And our patients with definitive wet macular degeneration we apply some of these medications by needle into their eye, and we do a couple of treatments, and we actually have seen that these blood vessels shrink down all the way, and we see major improvements in vision. So, how do we know about this? It's a really good sidebar before I entertain any questions. It was a patient over in a very prominent teaching hospital over in Florida, and he went to his ophthalmologist after his retinal specialist, which is a special ophthalmologist that just deals with the retina. He said, "Doc, I must be a little crazy now that I'm under chemotherapy drugs for my colon cancer. But I swear to goodness that since the oncologist put me through the rounds of chemotherapy, I noticed that my vision is a lot better. If there be a connection." So this retinal specialist start investigating, and lo and behold, see that's patient zero. Lo and behold, found that the chemotherapy that was really intended to for the treatment of his colon cancer actually percolated to the eye, shrunk the blood vessels down, and improved his vision. So that's how this all came about. All these medications are chemotherapy drugs now formulated for the eye. So again, my takeaway messages for you folks is sun protection, young and old, sun protection, and start eating lots of fresh, green leafy vegetables and a lot of low glycemic fruits like your blueberries, your raspberries, your blackberries to really build up that natural resource of the nutrients. Thank you. Do you have any questions that I may be able to entertain? Any questions at all? Yes.
You know, there's macular degeneration in your family. Is there any good genetic factor?
The question is, if you know that you have macular degeneration in the family, is it purposeful or is it necessary to do genetic testing? My answer is yes. First, you should be under the care of an eye doctor that can determine if you currently have macular degeneration or not. And then secondly, do genetic testing will tell us exactly, not where the gene is, but what type of macular degeneration. So we will tailor what the vitamin therapy, what supplements we should take. Because there are some that if you give not just vitamin A or beta carotene, we're not worried about the tumor occurrence in a non-smoker. But there are people that actually get worsening of their vision being on supplements. So there's a little nuance. So it's a good thing that you should undergo that. And at least once in your lifetime. Yes. The question is, what causes macular degeneration? Is it an aging process? Will everybody get it? So there's three questions to that. Not everyone will get it. Is it an aging process? Partly, partly because your body, your eye cannot recoup it. Three, I think it's partly sun exposure and partly the nutrients that help recoup the eye and the area. So it starts young.
Are you talking about the red blood vessel on the eye?
It's called the RPE level. RPE level.
So what's causing that blood vessel drop? Is it inflammation in the eye?
Partly inflammation and partly the ability that as we are excited, as our eyes are excited by light and we form vision, there are chemical processes in the eye, and some of those chemical byproducts are left behind. When we're young, we're able to absorb it and reuse it. And as we get older, we don't do that as well. And so that those substances get deposited. Any other questions? Yes.
Is there a higher incidence of
yes. The question is there a higher incidence of macular degeneration in smokers? Most definitely, definitively. smoking obviously goes against the grain of antioxidants. So you have people get macular degeneration earlier, people who get cataracts earlier. So even the smoking changes the blood vessels inside the eye. So again, I think nutrients and nutrient circulation is also important.
You have a good blood circulation will help reduce the macular degeneration.
The question is, will good circulation help with macular degeneration, of course, not only to the macula area, but also to the nerves as well.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming today. Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Wilcox. I work for Blue Tech on Wednesday. I've been in the optical industry for many years. The majority of it has been with spectacle lenses itself. So what I'm going to talk about today is the concept behind blue light that we embrace the technology that we use every single day, and that's impossible to leave. So my first question to everyone, and obviously I kind of given a hint talking about blue light, but when you think about UV and blue light, in your experience, what helps you to be most damaging? I think we always talk about UV light, and sometimes some effects can be a little immediate, and other times it can be very cumulative. So I know I don't have any pretty pictures out right here. But when we talk about things like pterygium, or when we talk things about photokeratitis, it can be really painful, especially photokeratitis. It's another form of sunburn. I mean, I know we touched just in the last 20 minutes about cataracts, but UV does have a big implication in forming cataract, besides it being genetic. So when we look at the UV A, B, and C rays that are in our atmosphere today, UVC actually is absorbed within our ozone layers, so we're not really as concerned about that. But UVA and B we are. So UVB is really responsible for the burning of the skin. That's where we see the redness. I've had a lot, I'm fair-skinned, I know what that's like. UVA is more about aging. So the wrinkling and the growth that happens over time. Those are the cumulative. Our eye is pretty good at about absorbing both those rays, so it's not actually entering the retina area. It's usually absorbed within the cornea or within our crystalline or intraocular lens. But for blue light, and blue light actually within the color spectrum is the closest to UV light. Blue light is also very high energy. UV light, as it's absorbed, things can be okay for the moment until you become older and possibly develop cataracts. So with blue light, that actually enters in our cornea, it enters through our crystalline lens, and it actually will hit against our retina, and it causes a lot of blue light scattering. And Dr. Strong is very methodical and helps to talk a bit about macular degeneration, and I'm going to touch on it briefly on that in a moment. But when we think about that blue light also, it can have an effect. It can create a lot of free radicals within the eye itself. It can cause a lot of rusting, which could lead to macular degeneration. So what I want to talk about is 3 areas in which we can be very concerned about blue light. I'm going to talk a little bit about macular degeneration. I'm going to talk about our everyday vision, and I'm also going to talk about our well-being. So when I talk about blue light, I'm actually going to be focusing in the color spectrum between 400 to 500 nanometers. So that's a part of the color that I'll be talking about. So when we talk about, say, daily vision or macular degeneration, that focuses more between the
400 to 450 nanometers. Very, very high energy once you get, can be very damaging. When you look at well-being or sleep patterns, that is really going to be between 454 and about 484. So this is just a depiction of what our human eye would look like. And when we look at how our crystalline lens develops since birth, as a child, our crystalline lens is extremely clear. Not a lot of protection. It's still developing until about 18. And actually, by the time you're 18, 80% of your UV damage has already happened, within that lens itself. So it's great for kids to be wearing sunglasses outside all the time. If not sunglasses, at least something with transition for something that really can have that UV filter for them. They need that. Up until about the age of 40, though, we don't have any sort of natural ways to protect our eyes from blue light. After the age of 40, we start to develop what's called ocular lens pigment, or OLP. And what this does is that throughout time, it starts to darken a little bit in what that lens is going to look like. It's also not really because of that, but because of our the UV portion of it, we start to develop cataracts during that time period too. So by the time a healthy 75, 80-year-old eye has matured, you really have that full protection from blue light. All of us in this room are of that age group right now, so we do need some protection, and those are things that we're going to talk about. So let's go into the macular degeneration. I won't spend too much time on this topic since we've already had some discussions on it. But when we look at our baby boomer population today in the U.S., we're looking at, for the next 17 years, 10,000 Americans turning 65. This is every day. That's a lot of baby boomers that's happening. When we look at baby boomers, we think about, what has their life been like up to maybe that age of 65? And when we think about blue light especially, maybe up until the last 5 years, the majority of the blue light that they have experienced comes from the sun. So we know that from the sun, we're going to have all four of the spectrum, but it's that blue light that's over time that can be an indicator for macular degeneration. So by looking at these baby boomers and what's going on today, we probably know someone that may have macular degeneration, either a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, a friend, or a loved one. And we've already talked about that loss of central vision that can happen. So think about the amount or the number of those individuals in the U.S. that has macular degeneration today. We're looking at about 17 million. That's going to double in the next 20 years. We're going to have a lot more macular degeneration on our hands. But we also think about, the baby boomers and what's happening. A lot of them now are being exposed to a lot more blue light. But blue light isn't just for the sun anymore. We all have digital devices. We're using them at work, we're using them at home. Whether it's a computer, whether it's a laptop, a tablet, an iPad, or a smartphone, CFL lights. We don't even use incandescent lights anymore. It's really hard to get a hold of it. So they're going to be exposed a lot more to that blue light over time, which is going to really increase that progression of macular degeneration. When I talk to you about, what does it mean to be using those digital devices? We know as consumers that we love to have the whiteness of that screen. That's what really attracts us to that technology. We're able to see everything that's going on, but we're also causing ourselves a little bit of harm by that blue light. There was a study that was done with mice, very simple study, but what it really showed, and what we wanted to determine, is what's happening to that macula and the retinal pigmentation that we could get right there within a 24-hour period. So mice that were exposed to continuous computer light for 24 hours saw a huge reduction in the macula, which did create a lot of macular degeneration for those patients. So let's move daily vision. I'm still talking about the 400 to about the 450 nanometer range. Um, so when we talk about outside of the visible spectrum, we already talked about sunburn. We know that, if we're exposed, especially between the hours of 10 and 2, what that's going to feel like and what we're going to look like. 80% of the American population knows to protect their skin from the sun by putting on sunscreen. Less than 10% of Americans realize to actually wear some sort of protective eyewear or sunglasses to protect their eyes from UV. Because the cornea actually is another skin, for lack of better words. So, it's something that we're out there, we're educating, and really talking about, and we don't really realize that. When we talk about the other end of the spectrum, so past 700 nanometers, we're looking at that infrared. And I'm sure that we've all been in an elevator with our smartphone, the elevator door closes, and the cell phone call drops. And that's just because those wavelengths are really, really weak. So behind the closed doors, it's really not going to activate. So just think, the infrared, very weak waves. When you go towards UV, very strong waves. Blue light is right next to UV. So when we look at daily vision, my question that we probably have asked our parents, or maybe we can ask as parents, is what is my blue? And it was hard for me to answer that as a parent. I didn't really know. It's really because it's always been like that. But the answer behind that is as the sun is sending its light beam, to the earth, and as that light beam actually hits the atmosphere, it starts to scatter a bit. And all the colors are going to reflect a little bit differently. Some are going to bend a little quicker than others. Blue light is one of those that's going to bend extremely fast. So it creates a lot more haze as a result. Think of it also as the beam actually hits the eye. So after it enters that crystalline lens, it starts to scatter. And with that becomes a lot more fatigue, a lot more strain, and a lot more glare. When we talk about computer users, and we think of those individuals that, maybe they're on a computer 8 to 10 hours a day, they have a lot of that fatigue and strain at the end. If you're at them on a scale of 1 to 10, how their eyes feel at the very end, they'll probably say it's 7 or 8. They want to rip their eyeballs out. It's just rigid, it doesn't feel so nice. But are there things that we can do to actually make a difference and actually do this? When we think about that computer user and how they're using their eyes, and if you're thinking about that computer screen, there's a lot of pixels of light, and it oscillates back and forth. So it's not static like a piece of black and white paper. So that fatigue happens. You kind of equate that to a cell phone. And you may have your favorite app. And when you're using that favorite app, it actually drains the battery a lot quicker than if you're not using that app. Think about for your eyes too. What happens at the end of the day? Your eyes become a little bit more tired. There's not as much energy that's behind it. The muscles that surround the eyes is one of the strongest muscles in the body, but yet we never give it a rest. So with this, you absolutely can have some wear effects as a result. So let's talk about well-being. And so this is the nanometers between 454 to 484. And I mentioned this just a second ago, but when you look at what we've been accustomed to over the last 5 years, it's always been about the sun. And we just know when the sun goes down, especially, it triggers our body in producing melatonin, which is a hormone that's needed for us to fall asleep. And with that, we're able to regenerate our body. So imagine if you are on a digital device in the evening, and I know a lot of us probably do that. Imagine also if you bring that digital device into your bedroom before you go to sleep. So maybe it's reading a Kindle. Maybe it's watching a movie on your iPad. Maybe it's checking Facebook on your smartphone. 1 hour of computer use or any digital device in the evening is equated to being outside for 4 hours. What does that mean? That means that you're suppressing your melatonin levels and false sleep. When you are falling asleep, you're probably waking up during the night. But you're getting up at the same time every morning to do the same type of activities. And what that really means is, what happens over time. Another study with mice, 3 different groups. Group A was a placebo group, so they just went around and did their own thing. Group B was exposed to 16 hours of sunlight and 8 hours of darkness. Group C was exposed to 16 hours of blue light and 8 hours of computer light. Over time, Group C had a weight gain of about 50%. Same diet, everything else remained the same. The only difference was the type of light that they were exposed to. So they weren't able to really generate anything. What does that mean for us as humans? At best, we may have difficulty falling asleep. We may get a little bit more than bounce at work. Kids even fall asleep at their desk, but they're not even grasping the concept of their teacher at the whiteboard. What does it mean at work? I just touched on obesity. So it's harder for our bodies to really regenerate what's going on, not getting the rest that we really need. We can develop diabetes, we can develop depression, we can develop cancer, and we can also develop blindness, which could be related to macular degeneration. So solutions. Talk about kids for a moment. We've been seeing in the last couple of years that tablets and iPads have become a new babysitter. Keeps the child quiet for a little bit. They can be entertained by their favorite themes. So with kids, basically what's happening is as they're holding their devices, they're holding a little bit closer than an adult because their arms are shorter. Their eyes, their pupils are actually a little bit larger. So they're being exposed to more light. So having that device is a little bit closer, and they're holding about 50% closer than an adult. That means that they have 4 times as much blue light in their eye as an adult. And remember, their personal lenses are developed yet, so they're being exposed much more readily. So even talking about the baby boomers earlier and how it's going to double in 20 years, I would imagine that 65-year-old that could be developing macular degeneration today, the glimpse on, the life of a child, we as parents or grandparents always trying to protect our kids. We may just not know that blue light, and they do spend an average of 7.5 hours a day when you think about their school's computer labs, the homework that they're doing afterwards, playing games, texting, being on Facebook, that all can be related. And when you look at, kids, and even adult kids, I have a daughter that's 3rd year in college, pre-med, wants to be an anesthesiologist, studies a lot, she's on the computer, especially late at night. And she's always described to me that it's like running a marathon. So when you study, you have your end goal of passing the test. It's how you get there. And, pacing yourself in order to do that. She doesn't wear a prescription, so I put some blue tech lenses on her, and I had her wear them. And I asked her a couple weeks later, how does this fit for you? And she said, I'm still running that same marathon. It's still a lot. She goes, but I feel like I have better running shoes. So, my takeaway from that is, wearing blue tech lenses, which have that same ocular lens treatment as that healthy 75 and 80-year-old lens. But by having that, it actually can relax the eye. So you can go a little bit longer, you can do a little bit more, and you're having a lot of protection. This right here is a sample of, the way that blue light may actually enter our eye. And on the market today, there are several anti-reflective coatings that will have some blue light protection. So, basically those companies, their range is between 415 to 455 nanometers. So it's less 20%, which means 80% is still entering the eye. There isn't any protection between the 400 to 415 range. And remember earlier I said the lower to 400 with higher heat energy, the more damaging it's going to be. So it doesn't have quite that much protection, the lower range, and then between 455 to 500, which is where our sleep patterns and health comes into play, there's not really that protection as well. But there is some blue light protection, absolutely. When when you look at blue tech lenses, we are looking between that 400 to 500 nanometer range. And that's what I have on right now. So it is that light champagne color, which is the same which is in that crystalline lens. And it actually will filter out according to the nanometers. So at the lower nanometers, it is actually filtering 100%. So we have that protection at that 400 to 415 range. And then it starts to allow some of that blue light in. Because during the day, we still need some of that blue light. Because that does help with our patterns, our circadian rhythm. We do need some of that. But the great thing with it too is that, just by wearing it, we're not compromising quality. I think that. You've probably heard of blue blockers. They've been around for about 20 years, bright yellow lenses. They do block out 100% of the light. They do. But there comes a cost to it. Imagine we're blue blockers when you come up to a signal light. The red, yellow, and green, they don't look red, yellow, and green. They're completely different colors because there's no blue. Dr. Todd had mentioned earlier about outdoor, and always wearing, sunglasses to protect against UV. When you polarize lenses, it actually reduces the body glare in addition to protecting against UV. With Blue Tech outdoor lenses, we actually have a polarized film and also that ocular lens clearance. So what it does is it gives us that natural beauty that we want to be able to see. But we can also see our cell codes, and we can go to the ATM and actually see the screen without compromise. So areas or recommendations that I would have on who would be great recipients of Blue Tech lenses. I would say children under 18 all day long. Even as a parent, and if your child does not have any sort of refraction at all, they have 20/20 vision, make it a requirement. If they're going to be playing on games on their iPad, make it a requirement that as a tool, it's helping to protect their eyes. If by wearing it, they're able to play that game. If they're not going to wear the glasses, they're able to play the game. Those that are on digital devices, so more than 3 hours a day. And I ask the question all the time, how many hours a day are you on all digital devices? And the answer is generally 8 to 10 or all day long. So that next question that I ask is, how many hours of that is in the evening? And are you taking the measure? Because those are really good indicators that they may have some pattern problems. Third one is, macular degeneration patients, or even those at high risk. So it was mentioned earlier that, smokers have a higher risk. They have 3 times as much chance of developing AMD than a non-smoker. And she also mentioned that light skin, light eyes, females have a slightly higher chance of developing AMD than a male. And if you're plus so if you're farsighted, you have a slightly higher chance of developing cancer. And then those that are cataracts, we really touch on that so much. We talk about cataracts, but what happens after that cataract is removed? When that cataract is removed, you're removing the cloudiness that individual's feeling, but you're also removing that ocular lens pigment. So now that person with a new cataract, they do have younger eyes. So remember, the younger eyes will not have that natural protection against UV light. And there's a lot more, more mature patients that are on computers than ever before. And then LASIK patients. The reason why someone receives LASIK is because they don't want their glasses, whether it's flexible lenses or going through contacts or having ortho. They don't want to mess with that any longer. They have no protection, first of all, when they're looking at any digital devices. Secondly, they experience a lot more glare, a lot more halo, a lot more flaring, and they have a lot of strain as a result. That's affecting their vision. And then everything I have to do, we definitely like patients.
Questions?
So they the natural and also having the battery life window of the cataract. So what will be the solutions?
So I think if I heard your question correctly, you're asking, what happens after cataract will receive, you know, a clear lens that will function as the original crystalline lens did. Now also know that it's a clear lens. Now sometimes you can get it with a slight tint in it, so offer a little bit of blue light protection, but it's nowhere near where that 75 or 80-year-old would be at. So for that, those patients, I would definitely recommend blue tech lenses because it will filter out, you know, the blue light in everyday use.
So going back to the retina specialist, I had a steroid injection for inflammation injection to reduce the, you know, the burn that people see after the cataract surgery.
So as the follow-up question, you're bringing in retinal specialists. So for cataract surgery, you won't need a retinal specialist. The retinal specialist comes into play for macular degeneration. So for cataract surgery, you know, many ophthalmologists, you know, some will specialize in cataract surgery removal. So there's no shots or anything that's involved with that. They just, you know, take out the old lens, put in the new.
She's like 88 years old, after she done her cataract surgery, and then she started to see clearly. Before that, there was no problem. But now it's actually keep going back to the specialist, eye specialist, to get the inflammation injections and also the steroid injections. So if she has a choice right now, she's here to do this presentation. Sure. Can she eliminate going through the injection with the steroid shot or the inflammation shot by replacing using the new technology?
So this other follow-up question has to do with follow-up care, you know, with cataract surgery. And so it sounds like for your individual that you're talking about, who's 88, and this individual goes in to see a retinal specialist and is having some inflammatory medication that's actually being put in. And that could be something maybe with a healing process. I would still say go to your retinal specialist for that. Generally, you would experience quite so much for that, but everyone's going to be different. So I would say, you know, have this individual still go to that retinal specialist, but for blue light protection, you know, she definitely wears blue tech lenses. It's not going to help with inflammation or the avoiding of it, but it will help to protect your eyes with blue light. Any other questions? Yes. So the question is there a screen that's available that can block blue light if you put it on your computer screen itself or iPad? There is. I mean, there are screens. But think about what you're doing every day. So when you're using multiple technologies, would you have that available for all? As a consumer, as I mentioned earlier, we're very attracted to the brightness, the white, you know, the background behind it. Usually those screens can have more of a red kind of a filter that's on it. I know smartphones, you can download apps that can actually dim that light by changing the color. We're just not as attracted to it. It does help. It actually does help. But are we able to put some sort of filters on our lights, you know, at home? Flat screen TVs also have light that's being emitted. If it was just one technology, I would say yes, absolutely do it. And it's not harmful not to do it. You definitely can. But in terms of all the technologies that we're exposed to that we use on a daily basis, unless we have a filter for every single one, we may have a better solution, which would be, you know, a spectacle lens, whether it's prescription or not. Good question. Any others? Well, thanks for your time. I greatly appreciate it.